Texoma's #1 rated newscast, broadcasting live from 12 studios. This is News 12 at 6 p.m.
I know it's a lot of money, and I know it's people's babies out there. They're their boats and some of their livelihood, but it's not worth a life.
Nearly 24 boats destroyed in fire. How many millions of dollars in damage is estimated to have been done? Good evening. Welcome to News 12 at 6. I'm Dan Thomas.
And I'm Maureen Kane. Smoke could be seen all over Grayson County today when a boat fire erupted, destroying 20 boats and an entire dock at Highport Marina.
News 12's Kristen Weaver kicks off our team coverage. She's at Lake Texoma. Kristen, what are crews doing right now?
Yeah, you guys, crews are still out here taking a look at all of the rubble. And there is a really strong smell of smoke. And they're worried that there might be a chance of another flare-up. I did have a chance earlier today to speak to one woman who was on the dock when it all began.
I have several clients on this dock.
Jamie Mason was down cleaning some boats at the U-Dock in the Highport Marina this morning at around 9 a.m. She owns Afdex, a boat cleaning business, with many clients that had boats right here.
A worker, a mechanic, I believe, came out of another boat saying he needed a fire extinguisher.
Mason told us they couldn't find an extinguisher in time, and a fire exploded and began to spread, quickly engulfing other boats in just minutes.
Everybody just needed to get off the dock and be safe. And I know it's a lot of money, and I know it's people's babies out there. They're their boats and some of their livelihood, but it's not worth a life.
We're told there have been no serious injuries aside from small burns. The airport fire department tells us they were able to save 3 boats. The hardest part for them is, ironically, the water.
Because gaining access to the fire is our biggest issue, just because it's on the water.
We feel very helpless for sure, and feel very disheartened for a lot of clients and boat owners for sure.
Mason takes comfort in the fact that she and everyone else got off the dock alive.
I'm just very sorry. Again, glad everyone's safe. Someone's definitely watching over a lot of people today.
Now, of course, there were 8 departments in total that came out here. A lot of the firefighters are gone right now, but there is still a lot of work to be done. News 12's Abby Maynard is now here to explain kind of the future. What's going on now, Abby?
Yeah, that's right, Kristen. The state fire marshal is investigating, and emergency management is also on scene here. They say the dark plume that filled the sky earlier today is their biggest concern now that the fire is out. The Texas Commission on Environmental Quality is currently testing the air to see what impact there may be on the community, and workers have also laid down a boom in the water to prevent the oil and gas from spreading into other parts of the lake. The owner of 2 of those boats completely destroyed today says combined they're worth $250,000. He says after 22 years at Highport Marina, it's the memories he's had here that make this day even more heartbreaking.
This isn't the end of boating. Our hope is that Highport Marina puts another U-Dock up, and the same family and friends that were on the dock that we know and love are back together again. That it's not the end of high school and we never see each other again, that we're all back on the same boathouse.
The Highport Marina does not have a total amount of the damage, but the boat owner we talked to earlier values and estimates the value of all of those boats to be around $2 million. Now, deputies just secured the scene here for the evening. We'll hear why firefighters say this fire was so difficult to fight tonight at 10. At Highport Marina, I'm Abby Maynard, News 12.
Still see it burning there in the background.
Yeah, a few flames in the background.
Yeah.
And you could see that plume of smoke all over Grayson County, probably north of the Red River too. I'm guessing you got a close-up view of it today.
Yeah, I saw those huge plumes coming out of the Highport Marina there at my house, just a couple of miles away there. Called the newsroom, found out that it was coming from Highport Marina. That was pretty alarming for me. I have a lot of family and friends that have boats out there. I was concerned for their safety. I got out there, got on the scene just a little bit ahead of the fire crews. Take a look at some video that I got from the V-Dock. This is right next door to U-Dock there. As you can see, just the flames just shooting into the sky there as just nearly 24 boats burn there. The Highport Marina staff, the MarineMax staff, a lot of other boaters out there all did a fantastic job of rescuing some boats nearby. As you can see, they were putting water as well onto the flames from V-Dock, trying to shoot it across the way. Towboat US also on the scene, using their water cannon to get water on those boats as well. The heat there, Maureen, was incredible. Even on the dock next door there on V-Dock, you could just feel that heat radiating over there. I didn't have a thermometer on me, a temperature gauge on me at the time, but it had to have been at least 120 degrees in the dock next door.
Wow, incredibly difficult to fight those flames too, especially for those firefighters out there, and lots of people going by to watch, and then people also watching on our live stream. This was our tower cam video of those flames taken off. About 623,000 people watched those flames live on the tower cam feed on Facebook. It was shared over 8,000 times, ultimately reaching nearly 3 million people online. But millions of other people saw the video as well on news stations across the country. And of course, we will continue to follow this story.
Yeah, absolutely. Big story. Well, in other news, Dallas police will not comment on how the stepdaughter of a local pain doctor died. Her body found in a creek just days after her stepfather was charged in federal court for prescribing the drugs that killed 7 people. 17-year-old Michaela Mitchell was identified by the Dallas Medical Examiner on Monday. Rumors, though, circulating regarding the manner of death. In fact, Fox 4 in Dallas spoke with a woman who claimed to be friends of the family and also claimed that police told the family the Mitchell's body was found tortured and dismembered. Well, according to a family member's Facebook page, that family friend was not telling the truth.
Our mom went and picked her up in Abilene, and then she came home for a week, and then she ran away again with these boys and left town with them, and now we're never going to see her again.
Well, this time Dallas police say they are investigating the case as homicidal violence. If you have any information, contact local law enforcement.
Well, we have more details tonight about a toddler who was run over and killed last night in Carter County. The sheriff's office says just after 9 last night, children were playing outside a home on Mount Washington when a car pulled into the driveway, running over the 18-month-old. Sheriff Chris Bryant says they've ruled it an accident. That child's name has not been released. A man was flown to the hospital after his truck crashed into an oncoming train in Cook County.
News 12's Sarah Humphrey tells us how it happened.
Troopers say Stephen Gunther was headed west on FM 3002 south of Valley View when he drove into an oncoming train.
A train was already on the tracks northbound. The driver failed to stop and crashed into the side of the train.
A witness sent us these photos from the crash. It happened just before 8 Tuesday night at the Lone Oak Railroad crossing. Gunter was flown to a Plano hospital in critical condition.
In your travels, if you come across the crossbucks or arms lowering for a train, pay attention and try to stay as far back as possible.
A BNSF worker says Gunther may have been speeding and couldn't stop before hitting the train. Crews say trains usually travel at 55 miles per hour in this area. In Cook County, Sarah Humphrey, News 12.
Well, turning to weather now, Texoma getting to some dangerous heat in some areas. Steve Lenore is here with all the details. Steve.
Well, that's right. In fact, the National Weather Service out of Tulsa has just extended the heat advisory for Pushmataha and Choctaw counties only at this point in time, all the way through July 22nd. That, of course, is Saturday. Elsewhere, though, we just had a lot of heat, not quite to heat advisory levels. You can see on the visible satellite, a lot of sunshine today, and it's very hot. Temperature still at 97 degrees in Marietta, 95 Sherman and Denison, and 94 in Hugo. Still feels like 105 in Paris, 103 in Antlers. Again, currently, technically, only Push and Choctaw under the heat advisory, but we're all in on the same deal tomorrow. A hot evening and a really hot day again tomorrow. I've got your weekend numbers. Is there any relief? Talk about it when I come back.
A Texas man drowned early this morning at Turner Falls.
News 12's Sydney Gray spoke with Davis police about how it all happened and why some visitors need to be more careful.
They try to man the pools at all times, but, we do. It's swimming at your own risk.
Davis Police Chief Dan Cooper says signs are posted all over Turner Falls warning people to stay safe while swimming at the park. But early Wednesday morning, Orlando Guerrero either didn't see or ignored those signs and drowned. Police responded around 2:30 this morning and didn't locate the 34-year-old's body until a little after 4 a.m.
Somebody's family come here with 5 people and left with 4. I'm talking about that would be pretty upsetting.
Gene King says he and his family arrived at Turner Falls just as first responders began their search. He says it was sad to watch.
I didn't really feel that comfortable being here after seeing that happen.
Chief Cooper says Guerrero was camping at the park in town from the DFW area. Cooper says lifeguards are only on duty during the day. He says when people swim at night, they're taking a risk.
Officers once they make the rounds, if they see anybody after hours, especially after dark, we advise them they need to leave the area just for their safety.
But King says the park isn't safe enough.
They have a lifeguard bench over there, but I don't see nobody.
Cooper says he suspects Guerrero slipped and fell at a drop-off near the waterfall. Cooper says paramedics tried to revive him for 10 minutes before he was pronounced dead.
The bottom is very unlevel. It's not like a normal swimming pool or beach area at the lake.
As for Guerrero's family,
very distraught, heartbroken.
Cooper urges people to be cautious of their surroundings and pay close attention to how fast the current is moving. In Davis, Sydney Gray, News 12.
A nationally known advocate picks up our story on Lone Grove's water. What residents think about all the publicity?
Plus, the Oklahoma State Cowboys plan their attack on opposing Big 12 secondaries. We're going to hear from the mullet man himself, Mike Gundy.